Welcome back. Today we will be seeing how to make this 5-layered ice cream cake, which is basically of 4 layers of ice cream and 1 layer of cake, also with this beautiful top decoration. So let's get started. So first place a baking paper onto your removable cake tin. Like the cake tin can be separated into 2 different parts, and just press the baking paper tightly or firmly to the base of the cake tin. So next we will be adding in the very first layer, which is a chocolate cake. You can also use vanilla cake for this. You can also follow your own recipe and make one. But this cake is my last cake video. If you have seen mine, that's where I made this cake. So now we will be adding some chocolate sauce and just crumbling it up, and we'll be forming our very first layer. So make sure that all the sides and corners are really firm and there is no gap, because the ice cream must not leak down. If it leaks down, the baking paper would get soggy and your cake, it will become difficult to just demold your cake. Also, my cake tin is 7 or 7.5 inch cake tin. You can use any cake tin, but make sure it is a removable one, because if you are using a non-removable one, you will be adding all your layers well, but at last when you're tilting or when you're removing it, it would become difficult for you. So now I have started crumbling my cake. This cake would take 2 days to make, because you have to freeze the ice cream after each and every layer. So now I have started to just firmly press my cake and started to build up the basement of the cake. So now make sure that you firmly press it, no gaps are there. Also make sure the whole cake is in a perfect level. So after this, just make sure that your cake does not fall off. And now we will be adding some Hershey's chocolate syrup, just a bit for the chocolatey taste if you like. This is completely optional. You can also go on and add your ice creams at this stage, but I want to add a bit chocolatiness into my cake, so I'm just adding some, and I'm just spreading it with a spatula all over the cake. So now let's start adding in our ice cream. So my first ice cream layer is of mango ice cream. This time I'm not using homemade ice cream because it is still in a trial mode. So I'm using shop brought ice cream. This is 500 ml tub. For this whole cake weighs around 2.5 to 3 kgs, but this is an approximate value. So after adding in your ice cream, like the whole 500 ml of mango, just spread it all over. The flavors are completely optional. Whichever flavor you like would go good, you can add it, but just to make it all fruity and natural, I have used mango, blackcurrant, strawberry and pista. So now just spread it. Also, one more thing to note up here is your mango ice cream or any ice cream should not be too hard, and it would become difficult for you to spread. As you see here, my ice cream was a bit hard and some of the cake bits had just come up because our cake is not super hard. So if you want a perfect layer of mango, then go on, freeze the cake and again add another layer. So that's it. Now we will be covering this with an aluminium foil, and on top a plate to make sure that the aluminium foil stays in place, and I'm going to freeze it in my freezer. The temperature of my freezer is minus 23 degrees Celsius for a minimum of 5 to 6 hours. So as you see here, this is how my mango ice cream looks after freezing, and when you tilt it, it does not fall, and also it is super hard. Also, this is our next layer, which is strawberry. I have just microwaved it for about 20 seconds to make sure that it is in optimal temperature, which we can spread it easily. So I'm adding it in a super fast way. So after adding your strawberry ice cream. Just evenly spread it all over. Make sure that the whole ice cream layer is super even. Only then your cake would be perfect in size, or else right side would be too high and the left side would be below, so that your cake would not look good sometimes. So that's it. Also guys, if you are having fresh fruits of mango and strawberry, please do go and add it, because it really gives a super enhanced feel to your cake and it gives a richness. You can never get that in artificial ones. So if you're having fresh fruits, I recommend you people to add it. Also, the next layer would be my blackcurrant, which is 500 ml. Even the strawberry is 500 ml. Pistachio layer or the pistachio ice cream, which I'll be adding, is 1 liter of ice cream or 1 kg, because that one only gives us a highlight because it's green in color. The same way, I'm just closing it up and going to freeze it. So here is my blackcurrant ice cream. I have also added a few blackcurrants up here and there. So again, I will be closing it and freezing it up. So meanwhile, let's make our chocolate decorations. For that, boil water in a thing, and here's my dark chocolate compound. To this we will be adding butter, and this is known as the double boiler method, where we will be melting it. So as you see here, here's my melted chocolate. So now we will be converting this into our sauce bottle or something like that. If you're having piping bag, you can also use it, but I don't prefer using piping bags. So now to this, here is my alphabet mold. For a cake, the wordings are really important. If you're good at piping, go on and pipe them, but I have just filled them with chocolate to make my cake even more chocolatey. So now here are my alphabets ready. I have also done a few hearts, and this is just the excess chocolate which I had. So now here's our completely frozen cake, and now we will be demolding it. First, unlock your cake tin, because we must use a removable cake tin. And next, using a knife, use a sharp and a big knife if you're having one, or even a normal knife would go good. Just loosen up the corners, because the cake is really hard, so that it will not come out immediately. So when you loosen it up, it would become an easy task. So now let's take our cake alone from the cake tin and transfer it into our cake board. So I'm just stirring the baking paper and carefully with my hand, without breaking the cake or the base of the cake, we will be just placing it in our cake board. Now we will be decorating it. So also for easy decoration, I'm just tilting up a plate and keeping it so that it would be easy for me to turn and do everything. So here's my flopped whipped cream. I just tried whipping it in a perfect way, but it did not come. However, we found a successful solution for that. So now evenly spread a thin layer of this. If you want a thick layer of whipping cream, you can also do it. Probably in my next video, I will be showing you how to make the perfect whipped cream, which you can use for any cake base. So even this tasted super yummy. Now take 2 different bowls in which we will be separating the whipped cream into equal quantities into 2 bowls. And I'm also having 2 different shades of food color. Both of them are primary shades, yellow and blue. So we will be mixing these 2 colors to obtain green. If you have seen in my thumbnail on the before pics, you could find that we have done a spiral design using this flopped whipped cream on top. So if you are using gel food color, 2 to 3 drops is optimal, or you can adjust the color shade or the consistency as much as the whipped cream you use. So now mix blue and yellow to obtain green. You can go with a light shade green or dark shade green. For a dark shaded green, add more blue. For a light shaded green, add bit more of yellow. That is completely up to your choice. And here I am having some more whipped cream. in which I'll be coloring this with rose food color or pink food color. So this is my liquid food coloring, so I am using about 4 to 5 drops. So now let's start decorating the cake. So here I am having chopped nuts. So here I am using chopped almonds and cashew nuts. You can also use pistachios. So just take a handful and stick them to your cake. So here the glue is our whipped cream. If you are having a hard whipped cream or the proper whipping cream, then it would be super great, as you can, when you just put it like that, the whole thing just sticks together. So now just cover the whole thing in the same manner. This process is surely a bit messy, so put a newspaper or something like that, because we can't afford to waste nuts, right? After covering, a cake looks something like this. You can basically decorate your cake as per your wish with your whipping cream or with a layer of chocolate ganache, or you can also leave it just like that. It is completely as per your wish. So that's it. Here you get your super cool looking 5-layered ice cream cake with a chocolate cake base. And the plus point is you can customize this cake as per your wish. You can add nuts, fresh fruits in between layers, decorated using them. And hope that all of you enjoyed this video. Do try this recipe and let me know your suggestions and comments in the comment section below. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe and click the bell icon to get instant notifications. Thank you. Bye bye.